Take a look at this monster. This is one of the biggest RCs we've had on the bench. This is the new RocHobby Ridge Racer U4. A 7th scale desert racer built for some serious fun. I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on this truck. So let's go over the key features with this thing. I'll give you guys the lowdown on it. Then we're going to go have some fun with it and see what it can do. Taking a look at the exterior of this thing is super cool looking. This is a fully licensed Bronco R body. You see we've got the official Bronco stickers to go right in the front here. Modeled after the Ultra 4 desert trucks. Now if you're familiar with the Yikong TB7, this is essentially a re-released version of that from RocHobby and FMS. Typically the unlicensed vehicles come from RocHobby and FMS has the licensed version, but this was released under RocHobby, although it's been pretty heavily marketed by FMS. Visually the truck looks very cool. We've got this Ultra 4 style body. It comes in 2 different colors. I have the red and white version here. It also comes in a blue and white. The body itself is a one-piece Lexan design. It's wrapped around this plastic tubular cage. We've got a full-size spare tire in the back here. It does have working lights, so we've got a working light bar in the front, also on the top here. There is an interior. You've got a driver and a co-pilot here. There's some little bit of detail here, some stickers on the gauge clusters. The truck sits on these plastic wheels. We've got the red ring around ours. The other version comes with blue. They're wrapped in these pretty stiff tires, not a lot of flex in here. Check out the suspension action on this thing though. Tons of travel on this, brought about by the 8 shocks on this. So at each corner you've got 2 oil-filled long travel shocks, one of which is an adjustable coilover design. We've got independent front suspension up front. We've got these big beefy plastic A-arms here. In the rear we're running a trailing arm setup, which is going to give you tons of travel in the back, going out to a solid rear axle. We've got these limiting straps in here too. Also got a sway bar in the back here, which is hooked to the body, which I'll show you guys in a minute. 3 differentials on this thing. You've got front, center, and rear diffs. The specs say that they're lockable diffs. There's no way that I can see to do that either electronically or through any manual switching mechanism. All of the diffs are open right out of the box. To get the body off here, let's open this thing up and take a look. So we've got hood pins in the front. I'm going to take those off. The body removal I find to be very cumbersome. So you've got to, there's the 2 in the front, and then you almost have to like flip it over. There's 2 more in here you have to undo, and then pull the body off. I find it, there we go. You can pop it off that way, and it still remains attached because your sway bar here that's hooked to the axle is also attached to the body. So it kind of operates on a hinge. You could take all that off if you wanted to take the body off. Also your limiting straps maintain the connection here. But underneath you can kind of see the setup here. So your lower chassis is aluminum, then you've got a composite layer, and then you've got an aluminum metal plate. So it kind of makes a sandwich chassis design here. We've got steel drive shafts on this, heavy duty steel drive shafts. We've got a dust boot covering the rear going out to the axle. The center diff is in a nice aluminum case here. Now you can get a better look at the suspension setup. I mean, there's just tons and tons of travel. The suspension action works really well on this truck. Not so much for big jumps. It's not a basher. You don't want to tackle things like a basher with this, and I'll show you why in a little bit. The suspension works really great for cruising over sandy, desert-like terrain. It's really a functional UDR. It does a great job. Looks super scale out there with the suspension action working on this. For electronics on this, we've got a 150 amp ESC, capable of up to 6S. You've got 2 plugs here to run your batteries in sequence. Inside this little compartment, you've got your receiver. Underneath here, we've got this big brushless motor. So we got a 4274 1600 kV, puts out tons of power. Battery tray is a good size. I've been running a couple different size batteries. I've been running the 52 to 5500 milliamp 2S and 3S packs in here. The 3Ss are a little thick, so that sticks up a little bit higher, but still able to get them strapped down pretty well with the supplied straps. Now this is the ready set model, so you are going to get your radio with it. You will need to supply your own battery and charger, but you do get this 5-channel radio here. Now 4 channels are programmed. You've got steering, throttle. Channel 4 does your lights, so you can toggle on your light bars in the front and on the top. And then you've got an adjustable gyro here as well. It also comes with some extra components. We've got a few extra bits and pieces here. We've got some tools, some Allen wrenches. We've got some servo components. Now this can run either standard size or jumbo size servos. It's also got a servo saver built in here too. I don't know if I can see that, but that's in there. All right, those are some of the highlights and the key features on this thing. Now let's get out and see this thing in action. All right, out here with the Ridge Racer. I got the maximum durability tester. Axel's gonna drive it for us today. I'm gonna hopefully get a couple turns on it, but we're gonna take it out. There's a sand basher track through the woods there and some trails we're gonna run it with. So we got some batteries charged up. Let's hit it. Whoa! I think Axel's getting the hang of this now. He's starting to rip. Much better driving, buddy. Oh, it is. It tends to plant the front end and then flip over. It feels really top heavy. Good job. Nice line through there. All right, first set of batteries down. We went through these 3S packs very quickly, maybe 10 minutes, if that, buddy.
Yeah.
Went through them quick. All we got left are these 2S packs, so we're gonna give these a shot. We are still out here having fun with the Ridge Racer. Axel and I ripping these things. I've got the Losi LMT. I've got Bog Hog out here. We've been doing some racing around the dirt track. It's a lot of fun. This type of terrain out here is perfect for this truck. This sandy desert style. It's exactly what this thing is made for. The UDR style truck. Found that the truck drives really good out here. Driving impressions, it's really easy to drive, super smooth power delivery. It is nose heavy. It feels heavy in the front. Like it wants to really plant that front end, which is good for hard pack terrain. It's going to give you good handling, but out here in the sand, you got to be mindful of that front end. It wants to stick, and and in situations like that out here, you bury the front end and it flips over. You also feel that when you're jumping. You can see it tends to nosedive in the air. It's really heavy in the air too. But overall, it's been a lot of fun. We've been out here most of the day. We've run a number of packs through it, which is pretty easy to do because the battery life is atrocious. But lots of fun to drive. Very cool truck. It has surprised me with how much fun it is. Axel's certainly digging it. This is right up his alley. But we're going to keep running it. The sun's almost down. We're going to close out the day on the track here with these things. Have a little bit more fun and then wrap this up. I'm on the inside. I'm on the inside. Oh! Oh, he's down. He's up. He's up. You cut the track. Oh! Oh no! Oh God, recovered. I'm taking you on the inside. Oh, you cut the track. Oh. I'm gonna take you on the inside. There we come. Oh, you're in the woods. You cheated again. Oh, you're in the trees. Oh! Alright, so we had a lot of fun with the Ridge Racer. This thing is a blast, especially in the sandy conditions like what we had it in. If you can simulate a real desert environment, this thing shines. It is not a basher though, so be mindful if you're going to hit big jumps and things like that, because you will break it just like we broke ours. Had to cut our run time short, didn't get a chance to put a ton of time on it because we took it out to one of our favorite racetracks. Axle full sent it off of a jump. It came down hard on the front end and snapped the stub axle right off and broke the wheel hex. I don't fault the machine for that. It is not a basher, like I said. This is going to be more at home on rocky desert-like terrain, and in those situations it does really well. Like I mentioned in the run footage, it does feel nose heavy. It feels like it wants to plant that front end, which can cause you to roll over abruptly. The gyro does help if you can kind of steer it with the rear end there. Keep the power on, use the rear end to kind of help steer you. Also notice as well, when you're in the air, it tends to want to nosedive in the air as well, so make sure you throttle off the lip of the jumps. You want to keep that front end light. But overall, a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting this thing fixed so we can get back out there. Time will tell on the reliability and the durability of it. Good thing is that now that this is released from RocHobby, they've got a whole assortment of replacement parts already available for it. I mentioned it before, this is the ready set version. Price on this is about $550. I'll put a link in the description down below on where you can pick one of these up for yourself. And guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the Ridge Racer? And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.